Today on Monkey Life, Alison's in the Netherlands to collect a lonely female woolly monkey who's lost her mate and needs companionship.
She's sort of outside looking a little bit skeptical, strange person sort of making woolly monkey calls.
Elderly Saki monkey Chloe has a tricky dental problem.
It's a really, really caudal tooth and her little mouth doesn't open very far, so it's going to be really difficult to get out.
And the Stompies trial their playroom revamp, with Sylvie reaching new heights. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Everybody's well aware that they need to be looked after carefully. They should be okay.
The park provides a home for more than 260 monkeys and apes from 24 different species. Following an early morning start and a trip across the channel, Alison has arrived at Gaia Zoo in the south of the Netherlands. She's come to pick up a female woolly monkey called Pichua and take her back to join one of the woolly groups in Dorset.
I'm Alison.
Hi, Thomas. Had a good drive?
Yeah, not bad. We went down to Folkestone, the entrance to the channel last night.
Okay.
So cuts it almost in half.
She's met by Boss, the zoo manager at Gaia. It's a large wildlife park housing and caring for more than 150 different species, including a number of New World monkeys.
35 or 40.
Alison is keen to see Pichua in her home environment.
How you doing?
She's 10 years old and one of the few remaining reproductive females in captivity outside South America, the primate's natural home.
So this is the woolly monkey enclosure, so it's this island and that island over there.
Pichua was born in France, but her mother died when she was only 14 months old. Her dad, however, is alive and well and living at Monkey World. It's dominant male Chippy. Pichua's mate passed away a few weeks ago.
The male died, but he had some heart problems as well.
So the European breeding programme for woolly monkeys and the zoo made contact with Alison to see if she could help.
Really nice to finally lay eyes on Pichua in the flesh. She's sort of outside looking a little bit skeptical, strange person sort of making woolly monkey calls. But really lovely enclosure and house, and now we're just trying to gather as much information as we can about her daily routines, and I think we'll try and catch up with the keepers now. So,
Pichua has been living at the wildlife park for the last 5 years, and her keepers are able to give Alison a full rundown on her health and diet.
Okay, so she hasn't been too long. Is she okay? Been okay on her own?
Yeah. Yes, but in the beginning she was, I think, a little upset, but now she's doing really well. So.
Okay.
As well as details of her character and personality.
She's really nice, easy to work with, and sometimes she will scream when it's not happened what she wants, but I'm glad that she can go to you because she is alone, and no monkey has to be alone because they are very social. So I'm glad for her that she can go to the other woolly monkeys.
Alison spends some time checking out Pichua's indoor facilities. Tomorrow will be the challenging task of getting her into a travel box, ready for the trip back to Dorset.
The keepers have been working really hard to get her to sort of walk into a part of the tunnel where they can then decant her into the box. So fingers crossed for tomorrow that she doesn't get suspicious, because otherwise it means the vet's going to have to come in and anesthetize her. So we'll hang back tomorrow morning, let the keepers try and catch her up, while at the same time we want to get out of here as soon as possible to try and get back to the park before it gets dark in England. So we'll have to see how we go. Fingers crossed.
Everything is set for another early start tomorrow. Pichua is unaware that life, as she knows it, is about to change dramatically. The strong winds and heavy rain over the winter have abated, and the weather in Dorset has improved. The warmer days have encouraged the primates to start spending more time outside, giving the staff the opportunity to do some renovation work inside their houses. One group who've certainly put their indoor space to the test are the stump-tailed macaques, known as the stompies. Although not always the most active group, they can be brash and boisterous, and their activities have left the playroom a little worn and in need of TLC. The team have added new climbing structures with lots of branches to hang things from, and more walkways linking everything together. It's all designed to keep the group active and give those who need it help with their mobility. Leader Sam is first on the scene. At 33 years old, he's content to forage on the ground for any hidden treats amongst the straw bedding. The dominant female in the group, Kelly, follows Sam's lead. In the wild, stompies spend a lot of time on the ground foraging and travelling from one food source to another. But they also climb, and the team like to encourage this group to be more active. 28-year-old Noreen demonstrates how it's done. Many of the group of 8 were rescued from laboratories, and it's a constant battle for the care team to keep their weight under control. Stompies will eat almost anything and need careful dietary management. Keeping active helps, and Sylvie doesn't disappoint. She's 22 and the youngest in the group. She's also the most nimble and agile and greets the new playroom layout with real enthusiasm. Showing off her full repertoire of stretching, balancing, and jumping, hoarding food in her cheek pouches as she goes. Following her example, some of the others join in. Charlie hangs from the mesh, trying to grab some food from a suspended barrel, while higher-ranking Noreen climbs up and pushes Sylvie out of the way to grab whatever's left. It seems the playroom renovations are a hit all round, with the normally sedate stompies. It's the crack of dawn at Gaia Zoo in the Netherlands, and Alison is on standby while local keepers attempt to get woolly monkey Pichua into position, ready to be put into her travel box.
We get to wait outside until we get the thumbs up that she's gone where she needs to be. Otherwise, we're all going to have to wait around for quite a bit longer for the vet to turn up to give Pichua an anesthetic, and nobody wants that. So we're all hopeful that the early morning start is going to work. It's going to be nicer for her and get us back to the park in daylight so that she can see her new surroundings and her new home alongside of her dad.
It's good news. Pichua is safely in the tunnel, ready to be transferred, and Alison can head on over. 10-year-old female Pichua lost her mate a few weeks ago and is in desperate need of companionship of her own kind. Woolly monkeys are prone to stress and anxiety, so it's vital the team get her into a travel box without the need for anaesthetic, particularly with the long journey back to Dorset ahead of her.
Oh, that was so nerve-wracking. Because, yeah.
I know, a lot riding on her.
Yeah, I was like, please just go in and be calm, and she's calm. So, yeah, she knows now. Now she's a little bit, but we were all like, please just let it go well, because, yeah, okay. So.
Relief all round. And time to get the crate ready. Alison double-checks all the paperwork is correct before accompanying the local team into the woolly monkey's bedroom area.
We've given her this morning a 5 milligram diazepam, and she had one last night to keep her calm.
Pichua has been given a light sedative to relax her for the journey, with positive results.
Really calm and nice. So, you know, she trilled hello to me, and yeah, I think she's going to go okay.
Happy she'll have a relaxed and stress-free woolly monkey to transport, Alison waits outside while the keepers load her into her box. It doesn't take long.
Oh, Chua.
Alison is keen to get on the road and back to Dorset while it's still light. But there's just time for Pichua's keepers to say their final goodbyes.
Yes.
You're going to miss
Yes. But we know she got it good.
That's good.
She got a good life.
We now got about 7.5, 8 hours to go, but Pichua thing seems really good in the box and really calm, so yeah, shouldn't be too bad. I think everybody's a bit emotional here.
It's a sad day for the Dutch team who've looked after and loved Pichua. But they know she's heading for a bright future with companionship of her own kind. It's a perfect morning at the park, and the primates are making the most of the sunny weather. And taking advantage of the new growth appearing all round. The family of Gwenins, Benny, Nia and daughter Biff, love nothing better than munching on fresh leaves. Today they've been given a bounty of willow browse, with tasty young buds for them to forage through, providing plenty of fibre and nutrients. Biff is fast approaching her first birthday and is constantly learning from her mum and dad. She's full of energy, always bouncing around, and is clearly partial to the furry catkins on offer this morning. She has a great relationship with mum Nia and has begun to try out her grooming skills, important for establishing strong connections in all primate groups.
They've got a really strong mother-daughter bond. In Gwenon's, males are actually on the periphery of the group, so it's quite natural for Biff to spend a lot more time with mum. So we do see them spend a lot of time grooming, playing, but at the same time, Nia will put her foot down if Biff is misbehaving, because she's quite a strong character. So she does she's beginning to push her limits a little bit now. So yeah, mum is certainly putting her foot down when she's getting a little bit too cheeky.
Biff may not be the centre of attention for much longer. Staff have noticed Benny and Nia are growing close once more and are hoping it could herald a new playmate for their daughter.
We'd be quite happy to have another addition to that group, just to, again, create a bit more of a family environment, maybe a little boy for Benny to hang out with.
Benny has grown into a more relaxed and confident male since arriving at the park 2 years ago.
He's in absolute perfect physical condition. He is just an extremely handsome boy. His confidence with the keepers has just come leaps and bounds. We're starting to try and do a lot more training with him now. So yeah, he's got just a really nice chap.
Living with the Gwenins are Patus monkey Meetzer and ageing ring-tailed lemur George, otherwise known as the odd couple. At age 28, Meetzer is getting on in years and can be quite serious. She spends a lot of her time making sure George is safe and happy, especially when Biff is up to mischief. The enclosure has been designed with all the group in mind. There's plenty to keep the Gwenins active up high and enough space for Meetzer and George to have time for themselves. Although what they might make of another baby Gwenin remains to be seen. Across the park, elderly Saki monkey Chloe has a problem. In the last few days, staff have noticed a small lump on her lower jaw. It could be due to a dental issue, so they've called in local vet Holly Asquith Barnes to take a look. Since arriving at the park in 2018, Chloe hasn't experienced any problems with her teeth. At 27 years old, She's elderly for a Saki, but still fit and healthy and enjoys a good diet.
Sakis actually have quite sort of strong teeth. They need them because nuts actually form quite a big part of their diet, so they need great big long teeth to get into the nutshells to get the nuts. It's actually quite hard to tell sort of particularly lower teeth and back teeth. It's very difficult to get a good look inside the mouth. So you don't tend to kind of be aware of any problems until you see sort of the animals stopping to eat and being selective over the types of food they eat. With Chloe, we didn't really notice any change until we saw this lump sort of appearing. So it's going to be interesting to see what we find when we have a look in there.
At the park's hospital, the vet team are getting ready.
Have you got her most up-to-date weight?
Yes.
Cool.
Chloe arrives in a travel box, and animal director Jeremy manages to safely take hold of her so she can be anaesthetised using just gas.
It's always a bit anxious watching these guys, particularly Chloe's 27, so she's an older lady, which always adds that little bit of extra risk factor. So yeah, all we can do is sort of watch anxiously.
Perfect. Thanks very much.
Once under, Chloe is intubated, and vet Holly starts her examination.
She's got one horrible one, just there. Oh yeah. I think it's probably at the back. That one. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest, but it's a really, really caudal tooth, and her little mouth doesn't open very far, so it's going to be really difficult to get out.
It's a cause for concern. Because of Chloe's age, the team don't want her to be under anaesthetic for too long. A difficult extraction could take time.
Chloe's got a bad back tooth, which is causing an abscess on her lower jaw. Because she's quite old and she's quite little, it's very difficult to get her jaw open to extract the tooth. So we're just coming up with a plan to extract it in a safe way that doesn't take a long time so we can wake her up quickly.
Once that's agreed, Holly gets to work. It's a fiddly job, working in a small space, and requires a steady hand. But after just 10 minutes of drilling and gentle pulling, it's done, and Holly is satisfied.
I reckon that'll do it for that one.
Holly has managed to remove the infected tooth.
Happy with her?
Next, she takes a look at another problem area, a tooth which has snapped on the top part of Chloe's jaw.
It's a little bit wobbly and it's really broken. There we go. Right, I think we should have a look at the other side now.
On the other side of Chloe's mouth, she finds another dental issue.
Right, she's got a cavity on this side as well. Do you want me to do the same, or do you want me to leave it because it hasn't caused an abscess?
No, you just do it.
Do you want me to just get it done now?
It's going to be a quick job, yeah.
Cool, okay. We'll just do it the same as the last one, all right?
The team have been monitoring the length of time Chloe has been under, but decide it's better to proceed than have to call Holly back again in a few weeks to anaesthetise the elderly Saki monkey for a second time.
It just makes it harder when they're older for them to wake up from the anaesthetic, and so we wanted to be able to wake up quickly and just get back to her house and back to Desmond and up and going again. So the shorter the possible would be the best thing.
Right, nearly there.
Thankfully, Holly sorts the problem out quickly.
Her teeth actually weren't too bad. She had one broken, sort of slightly wobbly one at the top, and two back ones which were both fairly grotty with cavities in. So we've taken out the ones with cavities and the wobbly one, and the rest of them are really nice. We think we've removed the source of the pain and the swelling, so hopefully she should be fine now.
Chloe is transferred back into her travel box. The team will keep an eye on her until they're satisfied it's safe to take her back to her bedroom and the love and companionship of her mate Desmond. It's late afternoon, and after a day that started at 4:30 in the morning, Alison has arrived back in Dorset. With her is the park's newest addition, 10-year-old female woolly monkey, Pichua. While Alison's been on the road, the team at the park have been busy preparing a bedroom for the new arrival. This is where she'll stay initially, in order to get acclimatised to her new surroundings.
Been getting everything ready for her, just getting her rooms all nice and kitted out, woolly monkey style. She's got a nice outside area as well, so we've been quite busy to make sure that it's all suitable for her arrival.
She going on there?
Alison has been planning major changes for the 3 groups of woolly monkeys who live at the park for some time. Until these are finalised, Pichua will be kept in the domestic marmoset house, where she'll have 2 big bedrooms and an outside enclosure to herself. She'll also have 14 noisy marmosets as neighbours, and will be able to hear a group of woolly monkeys just across the way, led by her dad, Chippy. The team quickly release Pichua into her new home.
Come on, missus.
8 hours in a small box is long enough, and she's straight out to have a look around.
You're all right. Oh, that stinky box. Yay.
Alison is delighted that after such a long journey, Pichua seems calm and stress-free.
Oh, straight into eating. She's great. So hopefully this is a good sign for everything to come in terms of meeting other woolly monkeys, making sure she's fit and healthy. We'll keep her in here for, I don't know, a wee while, just to know that she's fit and healthy, and why we then make a decision on who we bring over to her, or whether she actually goes and joins one of the groups. We have a little bit of considering to do on that front. It'll be an interesting voyage of discovery to get to know Pichua and everything about her. So, no, it's going to be an interesting few days, couple of weeks, really.
Time will tell if Pichua will settle at the park, but with the team's expertise at looking after woolly monkeys and companionship of her own kind on hand, there's every chance she's found a home for life.
Girl.
Next time on Monkey Life. Newly arrived female chimp Kalu meets big male Brian.
Good girl. She's doing really good, so I'm pleased.
And Capuchin Erico muscles in on a new log pile.